Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dr. Rick Goding, and I have a very serious health update to bring to you. The Centers for Disease Continuation in Atlanta, Georgia, have designated Carnivore Mind Virus as an epidemic that is close to being a pandemic. The Carnivore Mind Virus, or CMV24, is unlike any virus we have ever seen, insofar as there is no virus particle. This virus is completely a mind virus, and it can be spread over YouTube, can be spread through books, can be spread most insidiously through personal contact with people who are displaying the symptoms. The Carnivore Mind Virus is working against everything that the medical establishment and big food have been trying to do to our health for the last 50 years. It is a virus that must have been cooked up in a lab. There's no way this is a normal, natural virus. This virus was clearly cooked up in a lab. And not the good kind of lab where they cook up our food, but the bad kind of lab outside in scary nature. The American Medical Pushers Association has been trying for years and years and years to make sure that we stay on the balanced diet of 40% carbohydrates so that we can continue to consume the wonderful medications that have been brought to us by Big Pharma. This conglomeration of wonderful, healthful, caring organizations that have done nothing but promote health and make people healthier over the last 50 years is now being undermined by a mind virus, which clearly came from some subversive actors. Now, the Carnivore Mind Virus, or CMV24 as it's called in its modern iteration, has been around for millennia, but in 2017 there was a super spreader event that went unnoticed by the general public. You can be sure it was not unnoticed by Big Food and Big Pharma. They've been tracking this. In order to combat the Carnivore Mind Virus, CMV24, Big Pharma has come up with GLP-1 agonists, which allow you to continue to eat as much as you want of the wonderful food that has been produced by Big Food, except that you just eat a little bit less. But you'll still need the medicines. You'll definitely still need the medicines. Now, the medicines have been cooked up to let us lead healthy, happy lives and to dispense with this old, antiquated notion that you can heal your body with food. That's old thinking, and it doesn't make any sense in a modern world. We don't know exactly who came up with the most modern version of the Carnivore Mind Virus, but this super spreader event in 2017 really set the world on fire. In the United States now, you see millions of people who have lost up to half or more of their bodies to this virus. Bodies are just melting away in the streets. It's tough to watch. I can tell you, I was infected with the Carnivore Mind Virus myself. I'm going to tell you my personal story, and I hope it serves as a warning. After many, many years of being interested in what some of these people who have been infected with CMV24 were saying, I finally succumbed in January of this year. And I immediately began melting my hard-earned flesh away. I've now melted away 20% of my body weight. And it's kind of like a strange psychosis. I totally was ready to enact the plan of getting older and sicker and slower, and then going into a retirement community, and then a care home, and then dying, like we're all supposed to. Now I can't help it. I lay in bed at night and all I think about is driving around the country and mountain biking and camping on top of my truck and surfing and all of these things that I know better. I know better, but the Carnivore Mind Virus is strong. That's why we must resist it. I can tell you an anecdote the other day that tells you how much control you lose with the Carnivore Mind Virus. I was in a retail establishment, and I was having a long transaction with someone. And I noticed that this person had an Apple Watch on. And I said, you know, I'm going to get one of those, but I'm going to wait until they have the sleep study app put back on it. And he said, CPAP or BiPAP? This was a large gentleman. And I said, you know, I have CPAP, but I'm not sure I really still need it. I'm still using it for now, but I've lost 50 pounds. He looked up at me, away from his pencil and paper, and he said, how'd you do that? I said, well, all I eat is meat. And he said, I'm all ears. And we had a conversation, and I gave him some subversive websites that I had come across, some YouTube channels that have propagated this virus that I'm now spreading. No Carb Life, Ferrigno Freedom, Dr. Westman. I gave all of them to him, and I feel guilty. But the Carnivore Mind Virus doesn't worry about your guilt. It just moves forward and takes over your life, melts your body away. I woke up this morning and I was ready to turn back over and sleep for another healthy 30 minutes. But the Carnivore Mind Virus took over. And you know what it said? Get out of bed and go run some sprints. It was as if David Goggins was sitting right next to me yelling. And I swear it's the Carnivore Mind Virus that did it. And you know what I did? I got up, and there happened to be a full rainbow, which is rare where I live, and I did sprints. And I felt what I thought was good all day. I know it's not good. I know I'm supposed to be tired. I know I'm supposed to be angry. I know I'm supposed to be uncomfortable when I move. But this Carnivore Mind Virus has me. But I'm trying to work out of it. I'm trying to remember that the American Medical Pushers Association and the Centers for Disease Continuation and all of the large governmental agencies have been working to make Americans the healthiest people on the planet for the last 50 years. And it's been successful. We're now 2 to 3 times bigger than all the other people in the world. I mean, if that's not a sign of health, I don't know what is, and I'm a doctor. That's got to be a sign of health. And the thing is, all of these wonderful medicines that have been come up with, well, if we don't take them, what's the point of having them? This Carnivore Mind Virus makes you think, oh, I'm not going to need those medicines. I'm going to work towards getting myself into a super healthy situation by my diet and my lifestyle. And that is just not how we are supposed to act. We are modern human beings. This is not a laboratory where food is made. This is a laboratory where food is made. You do not want to be outside. There's bugs, there's bacteria, there's viruses, all kinds of nasty things out there in that dirty outdoors food production system. Indoors, laboratories, clean food production. That's what we want. And then we can take our medicines to help us process them better. You see, the whole system is at risk if more and more people are infected with this Carnivore Mind Virus. Because this Carnivore Mind Virus makes people break free on so many different levels. But you don't want to break free. I am telling you that what you want to do is you want to continue to eat 40 to 50% carbohydrates, whole grains, fruits, vegetables, vegetable oils. These are all very healthy. You should eat lots and lots of them. That terrible, terrible meat that the Carnivore Mind Virus infects you and makes you want to eat is just that, terrible for you. It causes cancer, it causes diabetes, it causes all the terrible health problems that you could ever imagine. Just look at these people who have been eating just meat. Look at them. Do you want to look like that? Seriously? This is a public service announcement. And I know that public service announcements coming from people who have been victims are absolutely the best public service announcements. And I have been a victim. I am currently being victimized by the Carnivore Mind Virus, CMV24. And I am trying to break out of it myself. I am under intense therapy. I have been watching Plant Chompers, all kinds of vegan channels. I've been listening to the American Diabetes Association. I've been looking at the food pyramid and the My Plate, and I am getting myself back to understanding the idea that avocado toast is the healthiest thing I should be eating. So, this is a health alert. CMV24 is very real. If you feel symptoms which are making you want to eat meat and only meat and animal products, you must get to your physician or your psychologist. Ask them to prescribe you some medications. Ask them what foods their governing bodies would tell you to eat to get rid of this terrible scourge. I think if we all get together and we all act right, we'll be able to get through this. But we must recognize that CMV24 is a threat to the system itself. The system itself depends on us getting bigger and bigger so that we can be better and better. Healthy at any size? Well, of course healthy at any size. Why would the system tell you that if it wasn't true? It's absolutely true. The bigger you are, the healthier you can be. So I just want you all to think about it. If you've been infected with the Carnivore Mind Virus, there are places you can go. There are resources. And you can get out of this before you go down the terrible, terrible, terrible path that I went down. And you lose 20% of your body weight, and you still think you're going to lose another 10%. I'm a victim of CMV24. I've paid the price. I'm still paying the price. If you pay close enough attention, you won't have to. So please, eat the recommended daily allowance of carbohydrates, fruits, vegetables, and seed oils, and stay away from that terrible, poisonous meat.